Hello, BrickDog here. Today I'm reviewing the LEGO Minions The Rise of Gru Unstoppable Bike Chase, which has one minifigure, two Minion figures, 136 pieces, and retails in the United States for $20. Here is Gru, who comes with a wrench, and this is a really cool figure because once you see him, you know it's Gru. Even if he doesn't have the iconic nose, I think it was the better option to give him just a normal minifigure head, because I think the nose would have looked just kind of weird. And you can tell because of this nice torso print with that scarf, his iconic scarf. He also uses Emmett's hair in black, which previously only came in the Flintstone set, and this is a much cheaper way to get that piece. On one side he has a determined look, and on the other side he has like a compassionate look. Like maybe one of the minions did something stupid but funny. Not too much else going on with this figure, but he is exclusive to this set, which was probably going to be a big draw for a lot of people. Here is Bob, and this is how many people were wondering, since about this time last year, how exactly were these minion figures going to work? Well, they work like this. They have this modified dome piece with this strap that goes around, and then these eyes are a separate piece as well. And I kind of like how that looks, almost as welding goggles. And you get an extra one of each of these eye prints in the set, which is really nice. Then you're left with this body piece, which has two arms that are attached via Technic pins. They are new pieces as they're quite small. Then you have this triple molded piece, because you have this base yellow, then the blue overalls, which has a nice print on it, and then you have the black boots. So that is how the system they use for the minions, and I honestly have to say they knocked it out of the park with the minions. Even if most people hate the minions, I think they're okay. I don't think they're that annoying, but I don't think that they're the greatest bit of cinema. You can't deny that this looks very much like the minions. And so they did a really good job making them into Lego, which I always like. There's not too much else with Bob, but this is, I think, one of only two sets to get him in his overalls, which is what most people are gonna want if they even get this. Is the minions in their iconic overalls, not in the other costumes. So it's good that they included him in his overalls. That's it for Bob. Here is Stuart, who comes with a banana, and using a very similar system, same arms and torso, though he does use a different head piece, which has a different eye print, some nice hair, printing at the top. It's not too much else going on with Stuart that I haven't already talked about with Bob. Once again, you have those arms that attach via Technic pins. And yeah, nice figure overall. Looks like the minions, which is always good. There's two builds to this set, the main bike itself, and then the minions' little rocket sidecar, which they just attach via this little chain. So let's take a look at the bike. For the build of Gru's bike, it is a lot smaller than I expected. Like, I was expecting this to be probably at least this long, because that was the size of, I think, the Captain America motorbike, but it is a lot smaller, which is good and bad. It's good because it's not ridiculously oversized, but it's bad because it doesn't feel like $20 worth. The front, you have two wheels, a big wheel and a small wheel, which roll very easily. This big wheel has a nice build with some stickers. On the top you have this part, which is on a hinge, also as a sticker. From the front you have some headlights, as well as these wing mirrors, and I built this wrong, but who cares. So you have these wing mirrors that also function as handlebars. Now they don't quite reach Gru's hands. I mean, maybe if you leant him forward a bit, you could maybe get him to grab on, but it's no big deal. On the side, you do have a clip for the wrench. In the middle, there's just green and red stud to represent buttons, and just enough space to fit Gru. You do have these bits, which I'm not entirely sure what they're supposed to be, whether they're places for the minions to stand on, but they do fold up pretty nicely into the back. Also at the back, you have this nice, pretty cool rocket detailing, and I think this is a decent build. I think it's a little on the small side, but it looks like what the thing from the movie. And you do have these nice triangle pieces. Always like to get those. But there's not too much going on with this build. Now let's take a look at the Minions rocket thingy. As for the Minions little sidecar thingy, it's kind of in the shape of a rocket. I'm going to try and zoom in so you can see it a bit better. But it's kind of in the shape of a rocket. You have the bit where the chain attaches at the front, and you have some wheels so it rolls nicely. Then you have the rockets at the back. You have space to fit both of the minions in the set, which is good. You could maybe squeeze another one at this front bit, but you should probably just keep it at 2. Not a very complicated build. Not sure why they gave this one whole bag in the set to make the set 3 bags. They really just... You could have built this with the bike. Now, speaking of the bike, when you drag the bike along, this does roll very nicely. It does follow it well, which is good. Stuart just fell off, but which is good. It's not, the chain's not gonna snap if you pull it. You have to pull it in both directions for the chain to come off, which is appreciated. I always like it when a build is stable. So yeah, that's it for the builds of the set. Let's take a look at the box and the instructions. The box for this is a thin $20 box size. Also, that implies the minion was run over, which is either dark or happy, depending on your point of view on these little yellow guys. On the back, just some yellow bricks. So on the side does have some nice little angles of Bob, and you do have a nice little collection of the characters on the side. So they did put effort into the box, and they did put effort into this set. So that's it for the box. The instructions are kind of big for a $20 set. On the back they show the brick built minion set, which I should be getting probably tomorrow on the day this is uploaded. And it also shows the other minions sets. Rest in peace, these 3. I'm going to be getting these 2, and then probably this one for Otto. Also, something I noticed at the back, on the bottom, they have this Illumination Made logo, as well as the Universal Illumination. I have never seen that on any licensed thing. This is the first time I've seen that logo. So that is interesting, and I'd imagine that's on all of the sets. So that is something interesting. I've never noticed that before, but that's something that makes these sets kind of unique, I guess. So, overall, I'm kind of a bit mixed on this set. The build is accurate to what we see in the movie, at least from the trailer. However, it is a bit small, and a bit too small for my liking. However, because it includes this little rocket sidecar, I can't really imagine this being a $15 set. So I mean, even if you disregard the 4 new pieces to make the minions 5 technically, it still would work as a $20 set. I think it's just big enough to be $20 and too big to be $15. However, that being said, this is a set a lot of people probably buy for the Gru figure. Also to get the minions in their overalls in a cheap set. I like that the 2 cheapest sets of the original 5 minions all have them in their overalls, and then the costumes come in the more expensive sets, which I appreciate. Means you don't have to buy $50 brick built minions in order to get the minions in their overalls. So I'm going to rate this a 7 out of 10. I don't think it's a bad set. I think it's just a little bit too small for my personal liking. However, it does have a really cool Gru, and it has the minions in their overalls, which I have to say look really good for what they are. Anyways, that's it for this review. See you later. Peace.